This is original homemade plantain fufu flour. This is very different from the ones that are being sold at the store. I'm going to show you the difference. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to show you how you can make your own plantain fufu flour at home by yourself, okay? So first of all, let me show you the difference between this one that is homemade. The only ingredients that I used in this homemade plantain fufu flour is plantain. Okay, check this out. This is a plantain fufu flour that is being sold at the store. You can see that the label says enriched plantain fufu, right? Okay, so let's turn the back and see how many ingredients are being mixed in this plantain fufu flour. Now look at all these ingredients. This is up to 50 more ingredients. God knows what are being mixed in this plantain fufu. So when you buy this mixed plantain flour fufu at the store, you are not buying just plantain. These are like up to 50 more ingredients are being mixed in this plantain fufu flour. Okay, so this is all the things you're putting in your body when you're buying this one. So it's better you make your own at home. Okay, so let me jump into the process and show you real quick how you can make your own plantain fufu at home. You need a bunch of plantains. For me, I'm going to use a lot of green plantains because I'm gonna do it in bulk so that it's gonna last me for some months, before I do another one. So you see how fresh this green plantain looks? This is what you need. This is what your body needs, not all those artificial ingredients added to this plantain. So I'm going to peel my plantain as you see me do, and in order not to make this video too long, I'm going to fast forward, but I'm going to peel all these plantains like this. I'm almost done, guys. Yeah, I feel like a superhero. It took me some minutes to finish peeling this plantain. Listen. But you have to do what you have to do to take care of your health. Okay, so the next action is to pour your plantain into the sink. After clearing your sink, this is how much plantains I have. Okay, it's a lot and it's gonna last me for a while. Okay, so pour it into your sink like this, and what we're gonna do is to wash them one by one, okay, till it's clean. Alright. They say eat organic, eat organic. Here is the price of eating organic. You see my hands? That's what my hands looks like. But the good thing is that it's gonna go away. By the time I wash it with bleach, it's gonna go away. It's gonna be clean again. So like I said, wash your plantains one by one so that they can be very clean. Then put them in your container or your pot beside you, okay? A quick tip I want to share with you is that these plantain peels, you can use it in your garden. This is what I'm using in my garden. If you've been following my videos, you know that a lot of my kitchen compost, I use them in my garden as manure. So this is the manure. It's going straight into the garden. After washing all those plantains, this is what they look like. So you have to keep a big pan beside you because after cutting your plantains, you're going to put them in a big pan. That's if you have this much quantity like mine. So it's time to cut up the plantains. I'm slicing it into like two chunks, one like this, and then you turn around and slice it like this. And then I'm going to cut them into small pieces, okay, because the smaller the pieces, the easier it is and the faster it is for them to dry. Okay, all right. I'm going to repeat this same process of cutting them up into small pieces with all the plantains I have in this pot. So altogether, I have one big aluminum pan and 3 small aluminum pans. All of them are full, okay? Now, you might think this is a lot, but just hold on and make sure you watch to the end and see what it looks like by the time I'm done with everything, okay? The next thing is to use a dehydrator to dry them. Now, if you do not have a dehydrator, you can dry them under the sun. The downside to that is if the weather is cold in your area, like if we are in winter or spring, or let's say rainy season, if it's raining, you can't keep it outside under the sun, and that might take you a couple of days or even a week to completely dry out, because you need it to be completely dried out. So I'm going to carefully place them on each rack like this. After stacking the last rack, make sure that you cover it with the cover so that it will retain the heat, and then you plug it in and then let it dry, okay? So it took me about a couple of hours to dry each batch. So altogether, it took me like 3 days to dry all those plantains that you saw, okay? So I'm going to pour them into my pot. This pot is dry. Make sure you use a dry pot, not a wet pot. And then I'm going to pour each of these racks into this pot. And how do you know if the plantain is done? Just break it with your hands like this. When it breaks easily, you know that it is dried. Now, here is the catch. I told you at the beginning of the video, you'll be like, oh, that's a lot of plantain, but here is it. This is actually how much plantain came out of all of those. So I'm going to be using this grinder to grind all these plantains you see in the pot. This is not a regular blender. It's not a blender, it's a grinder. So I'm going to be grinding these plantains in batches because it's a lot. And this is a small grinder. Now you may ask, can I use a blender? Yes, you can absolutely use a blender. But a blender is not going to make that powder very fine. So after blending it for like 2 minutes, this is what it looks like. You see how smooth it is? Then pour it into a dry container. How to preserve it? You can either put it at the bottom of your refrigerator, or you can put it in your pantry. So after blending all those plantains, this is what I have. I have four quarters. So this is how fine and smooth it is. As a bonus, I'm going to show you how to make the fufu. So I boiled some water, and then I'm putting the powder in the boiled water, and I'm stirring it. And make sure you remove it from the heat, okay, from the stove, from the surface of the stove. Okay, and then stir it to your consistency, and then you put it back on the stove on the heat, and then cook it on low for a few seconds. And then here you are, your plantain fufu is ready. And I'm pairing mine with some okra vegetable soup. Okay, so I want you to try this and then let me know what you think. This is so organic and very natural. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that red subscribe button below.